are interested in game development. Yeah, that's about right. How many of you are actually would choose game development or like to choose game development as your career? 10 people, good. About 4 years ago, we started to develop a computer science program, and we decided not to do a game major. Why is that?
Not respectable enough yet.
Where is it?
Not respectable enough yet.
Good, good. What do you think?
A lot of students signing up, none of them are getting into because of the high demand or the high requirements of getting into that career choice, and then they drop out, so they keep the students.
Very good. So we decided not to do a game major is that everyone wants to run. A lot of young boys like my kid, they go, wow, I can work on game. That's the coolest job. And the EA, which do recruit our students, we have a few students working for them. For one job in opening in EA, how many resumes they receive? About 500. About 500. Okay. So we decided even students want to go for game development, we still want them to have a solid computer science or CD background. So later on, if you couldn't design the next killing game for EA, you can go to Bank of America and manage the database. But the training are the same. If you have a game design major, it's hard for you to, when you go to Bank of America, they interview you, say, why are you here, right? But if you have a computer science major or CD major, then the variety of career opportunity is there. So when you take classes, there are many foundation classes. Don't overlook those, outside of your really focused area. You need, if you want to build something, a career that's pretty specialized, but you still need the supporting class. For example, you want to focus on software engineering. You probably still need to take maybe database, because many websites, even like iLearn, the background is a database. This one uses SQL. So almost every software these days dealing with the web has to deal with database. So there are other classes that on the learning plan would force you to take, and you will question saying, I just want to connect wires. There is a reason. Okay, this is Pedro.
Yeah. My name is Pedro Barlow III from the Salinas.
With an emphasis in visual design, but I recently switched from music recording. That is why I came to this school, because of the music recording program. But I figured out it wasn't really right for me, and graphic design is what I like better and I'm better at. So that's why I'm in this major now.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm a CD major and business minor. I'm from Palo Alto, California, and the reason I came here was because I enjoyed the class sizes and I could get a bachelor's of science.
I'm Stephen Barnett. I'm a CE major. I was born and raised in Templeton, which is just north of San Luis Obispo. And I came to CSUMB because it's the only one I applied to.
Okay. So what do you want to do after you graduate?
Work for Nintendo.
Work for Nintendo. Wow, that's very specific. Why is that?
Like Nintendo.
It's a cool company. I don't know if they have much development in the United States, though. So I'm not.
Their headquarters is in Washington.
Okay.
My name is William. I'm a IT major in network security. I'm from both Sacramento and the San Francisco Bay Area, and I came to CSUMB because of the major.
My name is Rick Von Bulow. My major is communication design, and concentration is probably going to be web design. And my hometown, I was born and raised in the Santa Cruz Mountains, climbing trees and stuff. And why CSUMB? I just like the small class sizes, and yeah, I'm from the area. So.
Ryan?
Visual design and visual CSUMB because it was pretty much close.
So people in visual design. It's a very interesting field, right? People like to draw, they want to put together stunning visuals. But I can tell you that for people do the networking, the top maybe 80% of the graduate will get a job right away. Okay. For visual design, that percentage is much lower. That percentage is not to our program, but nationally. So you want to make sure that you not only pass the classes, along your study, you want to put together a portfolio. Okay, so people know when they interview you, they can see your actual work. Especially you can explain to them how do you design it. Right? A logo look like, for example, Bobby Long, our professor. She designed the petroleum company ELF, E-L-F. It's pretty big in Europe. It's 3 letters put together, and people think that take 5 minutes. It takes about a year to do focus group, to look at the company culture, to kind of using that simple logo to tell a story. So people look at the end result of visual design, think it's easy, but it's not. So if you can have a nice portfolio, also each design, you have a story, have a rationale behind it, you have a much better chance. Okay. So keep that in mind. You need to be really good at what you do and also keep a portfolio.
I'm Aaron Haycraft. I'm a computer science major with a concentration in networking skills.
Which building is our home for the CD and CSIT major? 18, right? So you know there's 18 is all kind of, about half of the computer on campus are in building 18. So I will recommend you, if even you are after class, you should hang around in building 18. Any classroom not being used for official class become open lab. Okay, we have a few cool room that are collaborative space. So able to stick around, discuss with your friends, even just doing homework, just hang around that space. That a lot of innovation, a lot of good idea doesn't happen in a formal classroom. It happens when you bump into another student or you sit down with the faculty and say, well, shouldn't you try that? So I would recommend you stay in that the MLC Media Learning Center as long as possible. Okay? And also remember the face. So this is your colleague. And also my office is right at the center. So I have an open door policy. You can always find me. Well, no, not always. Often find me. You can just let me know any question. John?
Building 18, a lot of time.
CSIT has 4 official concentration. What are those? Network and security, software engineering, game development, and last one, we don't have that many students yet, is information system. Deal with the system admin and database. You don't have to choose a concentration. You can take a kind of wide variety of class. You can graduate from CSIT with just CSIT. The concentration will add another line on the diploma. Okay. For CD, there are 3 emphases. What are those? Visual design, web design, interactive media. That covers also game, kind of visual side of game. You have to choose a concentration. No, I'm sorry. On the CD, you have to choose a emphasis. It's a bit confusing, but on the week 3, we'll give you the whole detail of the learning plan. Yeah, Jacob?
My name is Jacob.
What kind of annual salary will make you happy? And from that point on, you get more salary, you get happy, a little bit happier. So what is that point that the more money coming to your bank account doesn't mean that much anymore? Anyone? 500,000. I have 500,000.
60,000.
60,000. That's right. Okay, so the number is, how do I call it? Actually, surprisingly low. When I was at your age, I think I have to have $1 million income, otherwise I would not be happy. Then I got married, and then after you're married, and of course it depends on your different culture. It doesn't matter how much, but I earn everything go to my family account, which is controlled by my wife. but statistically,
According to
that's good.
Slowly.org, it's about $75,000.
$75,000. Okay.
After that, money doesn't improve happiness.
I think it grew a little bit, but it's just not very significant. So I want to keep that in mind.
It says it won't.
You won't?
It won't.
Okay.
But the average increasing money after that, it'll make some people happier, but there are also some people that it will make less.
That's right. So let me give you an example. You know, my first car when I went new car when I went in graduate school, I bought a Honda Civic. How much is a Honda Civic?
About 18,000.
About 18,000. At that time, it's about 12,000. Not that long. So the Honda Civic is perfectly car. You can drive anywhere. It's reliable. What's kind of your dream fancy car?
Wow, good call.
Bentley. How many people know there's a brand called Bentley? Well, good.
Yeah,
you guys Bentley. How much is a typical Bentley? Sorry? Yeah, more than that.
Oh yeah, way more.
How much is a typical Bentley?
I was gonna say 250. Yeah.
So including all the tax, all that together, it's about 200,000. About 200,000. But the reason why I bring that is that will you be that much happier between driving a Honda Civic, which is about $18,000, versus 10 times expensive Bentley, about $180,000?
I get 35 in my Honda Civic. I'm happy with the Civic.
After you grow out a little bit, like I do, you'll find out the difference. Yes, if I drive a Bentley, I will be happier, but it's definitely not 10 times happier. You know, do I have time then? Okay. So I saved 12 years since my graduate student days in Irvine. I look at the number of dollars I spend on Starbucks. Okay. It's about $5 a day. And as a graduate student, you lab all the time. So it's 360, maybe 360 days per year. So every day at 2 o'clock, all the lab and the professor go to Starbucks and spend $5. Times 360, that's $1,800 a year.
Oh my God.
Yes, it's a lot. And let alone in the morning you have a Jamba Juice. Then so I saved all that money and put into whatever investment for 12 years. About 4 years ago, I bought my convertible. Cool, I have a convertible. The first 3 months, I was so happy. After 3 months, it's just a car. It's actually a small car. It's not that comfortable. So I want you to think about, if you go to Silicon Valley, people have 7-figure income per year. Are they working harder or equally hard as they were when they're earning just about $70,000? It's about the same. After a while, you work because you enjoy the work. Okay? If your salary is about, I would say 65 or above, find your passion. But if it's less than 50K, you have to love your job. Right? Because so I would say, when you look at your career, you don't want to just look at the dollar, because after a while, after 65K or 70K, the return of that investment is not very high. Okay? Of course, you won't believe me, but I just want you to think about that. It is true. Okay.